Hey y'all. Yeah. Y'all. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back with another live. And today we're gonna cover the 4 IDAHO the students 911 call. And we just gonna look at the transcript and we're gonna listen to it. And then News of Nation is one of my channels that I'm subscribed to and been sticking with them ever since from the beginning of this trial. More than 6 weeks ago, 4 Idaho students were slain in an off-campus home in Moscow. Hey, Josh. Y'all, y'all, and welcome to the live. Like, share, and subscribe, okay? And thank you for watching. And your reaction is appreciated, okay? I see we got Josh here first, okay? So, in an off-campus home in Moscow, Idaho police arrested a suspect. Their suspect that they arrested is accused of being their suspect is Bryan Kohberger. So I do have a picture of Bryan Kohberger. For those who don't know, who've never been in this case, I'm going to show you a picture of Bryan Kohberger. Okay, this is Bryan Kohberger before. This is Bryan Kohberger. This is Bryan. I'm going to have to move my picture. This is Bryan. I'll put it back in a minute. This is T before. And the reason why I had to show y'all before, this is him before. He was 28 years old and was arrested on a fugitive from justice warrant at his parents' home in Pennsylvania. Police announced on December 30th, 2022, and extradited him to Idaho, where he was formally charged in January the 5th, 2023. Now, I want to go back to, this is one of his pictures, y'all. And here's his other picture right here. I just want to show y'all his picture first. This is a picture of him and his sister. His sister like enjoy making criminal movies, scary movies. This is Bryan Kohberger now, but he was like that when he first came in. All he did was stare, but he's not that bad now. And also, before I go back to me, these are the students, off-campus students. You got Ethan and yeah, I'm not good at name. What's my girl name? Y'all, okay, okay. Let me tell you my children's name so I won't get them wrong. I used to say them all, but I be covering so many cases. Okay, this is a Zayna. Zayna and Ethan was going together at the time when the murder happened, and then you have Madison and you have Katie. They was in the room together when this happened. Okay, so the 911 call, y'all, is going to like I said, we're going to listen to News Nation, and then we're going to turn around. We're going to look at the transcript. Then we're going to break it down ourselves. Okay. So those was the 4 IDAHO students that were stabbed to death off campus. Hours are November 13, 2022. Okay. So I just want to give y'all the feedback of what's going on, because a lot of people don't know about this case. Okay. All right. Let's move on, y'all. Let's go to News Nation. And like I said, thank y'all for being here. I appreciate those who've been with me from day one and who just joining us. And I appreciate y'all. But I love these children. It's just like they're another color, but they my kids. I love these children. D4. It was something about these 4 students. It made me cry sometime and everything. But here we go. Okay, here we go, y'all. All right, y'all.
On location of your emergency. What is the address of the emergency? What is the rest of the address? Okay. And is that a house or an apartment? Can you repeat the address to make sure that I have it right? Oh God, you guys were doing the right store next to them. I need someone to repeat the address for verification. The address 1122 King Road. And what's the phone number that you're calling from? What's your phone number? One of the roommates passed out. She was drunk last night and she's like, yeah. Sorry. And are you with the security? I need someone to keep the phone, stop passing it around. Can I just tell you what happened very much? What is going on currently? Is someone passed out right now? I don't really know, but pretty much at 4 a.m. Okay, I need to know what's going on right now if someone is passed out. Can you find that out? No, come on, let's go check. She's not waking up. Okay, one moment. I'm getting help started that way. Okay, and how old is she? 20. 20, you said? Okay. Okay, I need someone to stop passing the phone around because I've talked to 4 different people. Sorry, they just gave me the phone. Is she breathing? Hello? Is she breathing? No. Okay. Hello? Okay. I have already sent the ambulance and law enforcement. Stay on the line. If there is a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it. Say that again? I'm with you right now. Okay. If there is a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it. Do you have a defibrillator? Yes, we have one. Are you talking to the officer? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna let you go since he's there with you and can help you.
Okay. Now, let's go back and read the transcript. Now, okay. Let me take it back. We're just gonna go back and visualize it and react to it. You know, the way we sing it now. Okay, here we go. We're gonna start here, y'all, on the 911 call. The dispatch. I like this dispatcher because the dispatcher was calm. She was very calm, nice, and gentle. And she was like, stop passing the phone around, because she knew the phone was passed around more than once, more than twice. People. Before we go to for the IDAHO student 911 transcript, please, regardless of what happened, please speak to 911. Please speak to 911 clearly. Get the phone to someone who, like me. I was in an emergency situation, and the phone was given to me. I was on the phone. They didn't want to talk to nobody but me. Everybody else crying, hollering, whooping, and what. It was the most scary scene to me than it was anybody else. But be calm and talk to the 911 personnel, please. Please. And if you know about the case, if you know about the situation, speak to save the person. Those girls could have been saved. Okay, look, the 911 location of your emergency. Hi, something is happening in our house. Don't make me think that they was in their house. When she said something happened in our house, they made me think that it was Dylan at first. What's it? Hold on, y'all. Move on. Okay, I put move. Excuse me, y'all. Every time I get on the phone, my dog. Okay, Dylan and Ethan. Not Ethan. What's the other little girl name, y'all? Kappa is throwing me off. Dylan and well, you know the other girl. When she said our house. Dylan and I'm gonna get the other girl in a minute. My dog threw me off. So that's who I thought. Dylan. There you go. Dylan was on the phone. There go Dylan. Dylan was on the phone. We don't know what we have. Dylan a little smart. But then she said, the dispatch said, well, what is the address of the emergency? And Dylan said 1122. Then somebody said no. Then she said, no, don't. No, don't what? No, don't what? Our house. make you think they wasn't at their house. Okay. Go to the next section. And remind you, for those who new to this case, Dylan is the girl that said eyebrow. She said, I love this 911 call. She knew. What is the rest of the address? And Dylan said, oh, Kings Road. Dylan already knew she was on King Road, but she traumatized. Okay. Now the dispatcher said, okay. And is that a house or an apartment? She said, it's a house. Can you repeat the address to make sure that I have it right? Okay. Remind y'all, this is Dylan speaking.
Okay. And is that a house or an apartment? Can you repeat the address? To make sure that I have.
Why did Dylan get out the phone? Dylan would call friends in the house that this happened to. Why would you do that? It remind y'all that these girls are 20 years old, and I was 20 and intelligent and knew how to do stuff. I'm seeing a whole lot, but I know to be calm, and they was college students. So college students are taught to do things. Why did Dylan get off that phone? Okay. Then she gonna get the phone on to a female neighbor. I'll talk to you guys. Well, we live at the right. So we're next to them. So when you come out their house, they stay in them apartments. If that's what he's talking about, when you come out their front door, those apartments, and those apartments always been suspicious to me in this case. Those apartments always been suspicious to me, and the houses around there been suspicious to me. The fraternity houses around there been suspicious to me as well. Now, when he said the right, so we're next to them. He is telling y'all the truth. Then the dispatch said, I need someone to repeat the address for verification. Then he said, the address? Yeah, damn it, the address. Excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to say damn it, but I hate when somebody act like they don't hear a person. Yeah, the address. That's what she needs, the address. 1122 King Road. Okay. Everybody know that big 1122. And it's on King Road, because that's the only 1122 on King Road. Okay, here we go.
I need someone to repeat the address for verification. The address, 1122 King Road. And what's the phone number that you're...
And she asked them, what's the phone number that you're calling from? Then the female neighbor said, where's your phone? They didn't know the girl. Make me think that they didn't know the girls, but they seen the girls, but they didn't know their phone number. So if they knew the girls, they would have had their phone number inside their phone. So I don't think the neighbors knew them because they didn't have their phone number. She didn't have Dylan's phone number. So she said, what is your phone number? And then the dispatch said, and can you tell me exactly what's going on? How can the neighbor tell you exactly what's going on if the neighbor wasn't in the house? Okay. So Dylan need to get her behind back on that phone and talk to this dispatcher.
Calling from.
What? And what's the phone number? All she needs is your phone number, Dylan. I don't want to hear nothing about she frigid and she stressed and stuff. What's your phone number, girl? Give these people your phone number. And the lady asked for the phone number 2 times. And tell me exactly what's going on. That's all the dispatcher want to know. That's they doing their job. When you dial 911, them people have to do their job. All you need to do is answer their questions so they can hear them, get someone there.
And tell me exactly what's going on. One of our...
The neighbor, female neighbor. Listen, oh boy. It's a female neighbor said, one of the roommates. Let me go back and say that again. One of our it's a lot of our, it's us. It's more than one person. One of the roommates who passed out. Pass out? Why do they think that she passed out with all that wish I knew another word for blood. All that blood all over the sheets, all over the floor. What make y'all think that she just did like this? Either why did they use the word pass out? Okay. And she was drunk last night. Why are you telling them about last night that she was drunk last night? She asking you, so you saying that she passed out because she was drunk and she was not waking up. Why? First of all, you claimed you was asleep when they came in. When they came in, yeah. That's thank you. And then when we first watched this case, Dylan didn't say this. Dylan did not say that she was drunk because she's supposed to be asleep. But they did. Dylan did say no. I remember the girls, both the girls, Dylan and what's the other girl name? Jay. What's the Jan? What's the other girl name? I see her, but I can't think of her name. Bethany. When we first saw this video, Bethany and Dylan said that they was together downstairs. They were asleep. That's how it was at the beginning. There was so much evidence there. That's right. So when they said that when we first watched this, Dylan was in her room over here. Bethany was in her room over there downstairs. And then all of a sudden the case changed to where Dylan was upstairs in that room, making me think it wasn't Dylan in that room. Make me think somebody else was in that room up there. I think it's somebody else in that room. I don't know if it's a male or female. But at the beginning of this case, they was downstairs. They got scared and they were hugging each other. Okay, that's what at the beginning. Now look, go back to what the female neighbor is saying. One of our 1 hour, and then she said one of the roommates who passed out, and she was drunk last night, and she was not waking up. That don't make sense to me. She in her house, she in her room. So what if she drunk? And so what if she sleep? What are you saying right there? And then now you saying she didn't wake up, but y'all got that nice sheet in the bed. You got that blood all everywhere. Y'all walking on evidence and all of this here. Dylan came back to the phone, which Dylan should have never left the phone. Dylan came back and said, no, we saw. Why did you get off the phone, Dylan? When 911 was talking to you, why did you get off the phone? And then now you want to get back on the phone and snap. No. We saw. Saw what, Dylan? And then the dispatch said, okay. Because that's what the dispatch wanted to know, what happened. Okay, then the neighbor. Dylan gave the phone back to the neighbor. Why is Dylan keep getting off that phone? Irritated me. Dylan got off that phone, y'all, and passed the phone back to the neighbor. And then the neighbor said, oh, and they saw some man in their house last night. Yeah. These girls is it's more to this case. I still say it's more to this case. Because Dylan know more than I think she knows, y'all. Dylan still suspicious to me. Why in the H is she keep getting off that cell phone? When that woman trying to find out what happened to them children in that house. Okay? I don't like that. I don't like how they passing that phone. Here you go. Yeah, take your turn. Here you go. Your turn. I don't like that, y'all. I don't like that. That's a front. Then Dylan gets back on the phone. Miss Dylan. And I don't care what y'all say, I'm gonna give Dylan hell. I'm gonna sock it to Dylan. Dylan said, hi. Now she don't jump back on the phone. Hi, this is Dylan. Dylan, the lady knew who you was the whole time when you were talking. Okay. She knew that dispatcher know who was first, second, third caller. That is the way that computer made to where they'll know if your voice was first, your voice was second. So Dylan, this Dylan, and the dispatcher said, and are you with the patient? Okay. I need someone to keep the phone. Now the dispatcher is getting irritated like I'm getting irritated. Stop passing it around. And then Dylan said, can I just tell you what happened pretty much? Dylan knows what happened in that house. Pretty much. She know what happened in that house. Dylan, this is what she been asking you the whole time, to tell them what happened. Now all of a sudden you're gonna say, and I like that dispatch. She said, stop passing that phone around. And Dylan, can I just tell you what happened? Pretty much. Okay. You either gonna tell the lady what happened or what?
someone passed
Then she's
out right now.
okay. So dispatcher say, what is going on currently? Because she knows something is going on. Where we know it's a lot going on. We know that. What is going on currently? Is someone passed out right now? Because my thing is, I wouldn't have said you passed out if you didn't look like you were passed out. And they are old enough, little children know when my mama dead. I seen her little 3-year-old say, my mama dead. My mama not waking up. I never heard nobody say somebody's passed out. So I'm trying to find out, why are they keep saying that she passed out when they both in there dead, unalive, okay? So is someone passed out right now? Because that's the word they kept saying. That's why the emergency kept saying pass out, because y'all said they were passed out. So if they pass out, y'all about to perform CPR on them. Okay. Dylan said, I don't really know. Dylan, what you mean by you don't know, Dylan? You just told them at the beginning that someone, she passed out. You told them that. The lady didn't make that up. So Dylan said, I don't really know. Pretty much at 4 a.m. Dylan gave y'all a time. People, do you hear what Dylan just said? And I can hear some of y'all, oh, y'all so hard on those little young kids. Them kids got more sense than you do. They got more sense than you do. Dylan, I don't really know, but pretty much at 4 a.m., Dylan, you are giving them a time frame. You're giving them a time, girl. People don't know times when they giving something to a 911 caller. They don't know what. You don't know. You supposed to be just woke up out the bed and saw your friend, girl. You ain't looked at no clock. You ain't looked at no clock. Come on, Dylan. Come on, Dylan. We need you to tell the truth, sister. So Dylan gonna say at 4 o'clock a.m. she made her mistake. Okay. The dispatch said, okay, I need to know what's going on right now. If someone is passed out, can you find that out? And I like the dispatcher because she feeling like I'm feeling. Somebody lying. That lady know her job. And I love how she must have been in this field a long time. She don't heard lies, she don't heard truth, she heard mystery, she ain't heard nothing. I like her. That lady know that somebody ain't telling the truth. That's why she said, okay, I need to know what's going on there. In other words, is she passed out or did she look deceased? Because that's a difference in being with a whole lot of blood on the bed, passed out. Where they get that from? I don't know, y'all. I don't like the word passed out when they look like they unalive. Can you find out? Thank you, dispatcher, because if she passed out, y'all better open up her mouth and give her CPR. That's what y'all about to do to them unalive bodies that y'all said that were passed out. Okay? So the dispatcher has to know what they see because she's not there. Okay? And you know what? There go Dylan again. See, I like the dispatcher because she's trying to save a patient. And Dylan, you call them way at 12 o'clock. If this happened at 4 o'clock in the morning, Dylan, why you just not call 911 at 12, Dylan? This don't make sense at all. Now you want to give them a storyline. And the lady said, no, I don't need to hear that. Just tell me what is the person doing? Is the person breathing or not breathing? That's other word, what she trying to say, so they can do their job. So Dylan said, yeah, I'll come. Come on. Yes, we gotta go check. So they supposed to be going to check. But y'all act like y'all already checked, Dylan. Y'all already checked on her because y'all said that she passed out. Y'all already been upstairs. See, it's too much going on in that house. Y'all knew it, she passed. Y'all the one told y'all said, but we have to. They said, come on. And somebody tell them, no, we ain't going in that room. But y'all must have been in that room because y'all said she's passed out. Y'all didn't say they passed out. Y'all said, is she passed out? That's the question that Dylan asking them. Dylan is full of it. Dylan is full of it. To me, she's full of it. Because she was in the house. Now she trying to act like she don't know. And why does they keep saying she is passed out? It's two people in that room. Why she not saying they are passed out? Why are you making sure that whoever it is that you want to make sure is passed out is passed out? Maybe she, okay, now, then the male came back on the phone and said, Ethan. Okay, now, that makes sense. Let's go back. She's talking about Zayna and Ethan, so let me know that now we got something going on. Zayna is, at first, I thought they was talking about Kaylee. Now, since she said she passed out, she's talking about one now. That's Zayna. When she said she passed out. So that means that she ain't been upstairs in that room, but it's still blood on that floor with Zayna. They told Zayna and Ethan up. So you walking in all that blood, and Zayna do not look like she's knocked out. Not in no blood on the floor. Why? I ain't heard nobody mention all this blood is on the floor. We walking on blood. That she got blood everywhere. Zayna them folks told them up, y'all. They destroyed them kids. So Zayna even look worse because she the last one he had to get to. She and Ethan. So now that cover up, they are looking at Zayna and Ethan. So the male said, so let me go back to Dylan. Dylan said, I'll come. Come on. Let's we gotta go. Check. But we have to. That was Dana telling him. But we have to go check and see, are they passed out? That's what she's saying. And then, is she passed out? And then the male said, Zayna, Ethan, y'all know they dead. Excuse me, y'all. Y'all know they unalive. Y'all know this. Y'all know they not moving. Y'all know they ain't breathing. Y'all know it. Y'all know that. If you don't know how to put your hand right here and feel the pulse, then, you know, this is something that you already learned in middle school. Okay, so here we go. Daylin again. Come to the phone. She passed out. She's saying that word, passed out again. What's wrong? 3 knocks. What? She not waking up. What? Every time they get that phone to Dylan, it's always something. So she passed out. What's wrong? If a person pass out, they can't talk to you. Then why is it that they heard 3 knocks? Somebody must have came in Too many people came in on that crime scene, y'all. Hey, baby, too many people came in on that crime scene, disturbing me. It really disturbed me. She's not waking up. Of course she's not waking up. She's unalive. And the mail said Zaina. They went. First of all, it is a crime scene. The house is a crime scene. Why they not telling the emergency lady? Blood is everywhere. We can't touch her, but blood is everywhere. We stepping all in this stuff on the floor. She described, look like blood. She laying on her back. I don't hear this. I don't hear them describing what they see. They're not even supposed to be in that house after this. Why did they leave the house and go back into a crime scene? They left the crime scene to go over there and talk to the neighbor, and then they back in that house. Stab wounds out over her body. What are y'all doing? Y'all stepping on the blood? Or what y'all doing? Of course she's not waking up. Y'all young people usually don't touch blood. I'm sorry. They don't put their hand on nothing like that. Young people so particular about their hand being all messy. It got to be all over them. They even took the carpet up in the house. At the house, they had blood stain evidence everywhere. I don't understand how they touching Zaina. I don't understand that part. Now, okay. One moment. That's what the dispatcher know that somebody is unalive. She probably already knew when they started opening up their mouth. She said, okay, one moment. I'm getting help. Start it that way. And the reason why she just getting help started that way is she don't know what's going on. If y'all don't tell the 911 people what's going on, if you're going to call them, open your mouth and talk and save a person. If you ain't going to talk, put somebody else on the phone. Y'all got to be calm. And y'all, this is something that you taught. You have been taught this. Now, Dylan. Okay. Thank you. What's wrong? She asked somebody. She asked someone. And one thing about it, I don't hear Bethany saying too much. She said, what's wrong? Poor Kaylin. What is that? Simon? Kaylee. Now they talking about Kaylin. But they doing the 911 call. All you heard was Zaina. What's wrong? What's it? The word is y'all talking about poor Kaylee. I don't think they like Kaylee too much. Kaylee is a threat to women. She beautiful and she got it going on. Let's get out. Footprints. I had just told y'all during the 911 call, why are they walking all in the blood on the floor? Why are they walking in the footprint? Why they touching stuff? Now somebody just realized, oh y'all, we stepping in the evidence. Because y'all didn't tell the lady that blood was everywhere. Y'all didn't tell them that I'm not going back in that house. These folks, y'all need to send somebody over here. Now they decide. The mail said, the mail guy with them said, get out. Let's get out. Footprints, footsteps. And then they heard their footsteps. But he did say, get out. And then that's when Dylan said, okay, so the footprint is meant. That's what they heard, footprints. Okay. Now who's that crying on the phone? Because you weren't crying a few minutes ago. You weren't doing all that a few minutes ago. Somebody else got the phone now, and they crying. Okay, so the dispatcher came back. See, the dispatcher's called when she dialed now. It don't take her long to get in touch with the officers. It don't take her that long. She was trying to listen, eavesdrop to see what was going on, what she can hear. But she already don't dial 911. She already called the officer while dead. So she, the dispatcher came back and said, "Okay, and how old is she?" And Dylan again, she's 20. The dispatcher, 20? You said 20? And Dylan said, yes, 20. Here, do you want to talk to them? Dylan. Wow. Dylan is something. Dylan is something about Dylan from the get-go to me, y'all. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care how y'all feel. There's something about that Miss Dylan. Now the dispatcher is concerned about the 20-year-old. And then she's concerned because this is a 20-year-old girl. And she said, yes, 20. Here. Do you want to talk to them? What? And then he said, a male came in and said, hello? Hello?
Okay, I need someone to stop saying
I like that dispatcher. I like that dispatcher. Good. I'm just like you, honey. Oh, I'm just like that dispatcher. Dispatcher now. Okay. I need someone to stop passing the phone around because I've have talked to 4 different people. It's Dylan who keep passing that phone around. Dylan keep passing that phone around. She don't pass that phone to do. So stop passing the phone around because I've talked to 4 different people. And then the male said, okay, sorry. They just gave me the phone. Why is Dylan keep passing that phone, y'all? I don't care what y'all say. Even if y'all say she traumatized, or she ain't that traumatized. She ain't that traumatized because she's talking to the 911 person. Dylan don't want to tell what happened, y'all. Dylan don't want to tell. And Bethany ain't saying nothing. Bethany been like this from day one. See, Bethany and what her name? And Dylan supposed to be asleep when them girl first came home, y'all. Y'all remember when we first looking at this case, they said when they came home, they was still woke, like they was partying in the house and everything, but they saying that they was asleep. They were downstairs asleep. That's what Dylan and Bethany said at the beginning. Okay, now, the man said, okay, sir. They just gave me the phone. Dispatch said, is she breathing? That dispatch had been trying to find out if this girl unalive or is she alive for the longest. And then that male said, then they don't give the phone to another male. He said, hello? They won't answer the question, is she breathing? Because they know they're not alive, people. Young people can't trick me because I have worked with them. They knew the girl wasn't alive from the beginning, but they tried to throw it out by saying she passed out.
Around because I've talked to 4 different people. Sorry, they didn't give me the phone. Is she breathing?
I get the dispatcher said, y'all need to stop playing. Stop playing because y'all know what happened. She said, she asked for the second time, is she breathing? If she passed out, y'all, she is breathing. So why did they just say that it looked like they know if they looked at these young people see more blood moving than us, they don't see, they know what's going on. And the male said no. That male just told y'all that she wasn't breathing. Why didn't them girls say this from the beginning? Because they were scared. They were scared because they know they wrong. They know what's going on. That boy right there said, no, she ain't breathing. And dispatcher said, okay. Y'all talk about college students. Y'all not talking about elementary students. We have taught kids how to do CPR in middle school, y'all. 6th, 7th, 8th grade, 9th, 10th, 11th grade, we do CPR again, and they've been taught that. They know how to do emergency breathing. They know how to do emergency breathing. But in case they have to do CPR, they can't, but they can do emergency breathing. Okay, they are taught that, y'all. They get a grade for that, okay? These are college students that y'all talking about now. They know this. Now, here go the male. You talk to them? The male, you talk to them? Oh, okay. I can't talk to them. They need to talk to them. That's what the young man said. That the girl's not talking to them. Why y'all talking to each other? Get on the phone and talk to this emergency lady. Hey, baby. Like the lady said, y'all all that talking, y'all talking to each other. Get your behinds on the phone and talk to this emergency lady. So that's what this male telling them. So Dylan get her fast butt back on the phone and said, okay, hello. That's her favorite word is hello. She don't got on my nerve. Dylan don't got on my nerve throughout this whole case. Okay, they look. Y'all, you know what? First of all, I don't think nobody wanted to save their life. Because they would have saved their life even if it was happening. Because Dylan the one said that it was 4 a.m. Dylan the one yelled out it was 4 a.m. How do Dylan know it was 4 a.m.? Who looked at their clock at that time? Unless you trained to do that. So, Dylan, 4 o'clock in the morning, Dylan, you know, you was quiet. You know, the person came up them steps from down there with Ethan and Zayna. When he came up the stairs, she came up the stairs. I think it's a cross dresser. I think it's somebody in a homosexual. Like they confuse who they are. They this and they that 1 minute, and they jealous of them. Kaylee is the queen. They jealous, and Dylan saw the guy when he went the other woman, whoever it was, went out that door. But y'all gotta remember one thing about Miss Dylan. Miss Dylan said she heard a voice, and y'all know we've been on this case a long time. Dylan said she heard a voice said, "Somebody in here. Somebody in here." She said that. I didn't say that. Dylan said that She heard somebody say, somebody in here. Dylan doing too much, y'all. Dylan doing too much. So let's get back to our 911 call. I have already sent the ambulance and the law enforcement. Stay on the line. Dylan. Okay. And then the dispatch. If there are a defibrillator, a defibrillator is something inside a red case, a clear case, where you're supposed to be able to take that box and put it on her and it'll help them breathe. They got a breathing thing in there. We had one in school in the office, front office. Okay, that is a defibrillator. Okay, that she asked that question because she asked was one available. Send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it. Dylan said, say that again. She don't know what the defibrillator is. She don't know what that is. But she's supposed to. Y'all, young people, y'all always talk about grown people forget stuff. We older. But y'all young, y'all should know what a defibrillator is. It's in a small box, red box. But here go that. Dylan don't know what that is. That's why she said, say that again. Dylan said, say that again. And she said, I don't know what that is. Woman, what you talking about? What it look like? I don't know what that is. Okay, so then that's when Dylan said, there's police here right now. Dylan is suspicious to me, y'all. She is one suspicious character. Nobody heard from Bethany because Bethany know what happened.
The ambulance and law enforcement stay on the line. If there's a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me I have it. Say that again. With you right now. Okay. If there's a defibrillator available.
Then the that dispatcher, I love her. I love that dispatcher. See, dispatcher, you're not getting it. They young people. Young people got different personality. You got to understand. You got to be able to read young people. You got to be able to understand young people. So the dispatcher said, okay, if there are a defibrillator available. So she asked that question again. And then she said, I will send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it. Then that when Dylan said, we don't have one. Somebody told Dylan to say they didn't have one. Because Dylan said, what you say? Dylan said, what you say? She said it again. Dylan thought our police were there. She wasn't going to get that defibrillator to them. So Dylan said, we don't have one. Then they go to over the radio, unconscious, not breathing. That's the only thing they unconscious, not breathing. And then Dylan said, "Do we have a defibrillator?" Y'all. So Dylan gonna ask the police, do they have it one? Dylan, you the one staying in the house, so you know what's in the house or not. Jesus. So and then the officer responds, say, yeah, you have one. The officer say, yeah. She asked that Dylan asked the officer, do you have a defibrillator? And of course, Dylan, they have one, honey. The lady will ask you, do y'all have one? Oh, Lord. Dylan, she was talking and asking you a question, honey. She didn't ask you, did they have one? Of course, they have one. That's why he said, yep. We got one. And Dylan said, yes, we have one. Dylan, y'all didn't have one at first. Dylan said, yes, we have one. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. That Dylan is something else.
Send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it. Do you have a defibrillator? Yes, we have one. Are you talking to the officer?
So, see, they don't even... they didn't even say the officer will. So the dispatcher said, but are you talking to the officer? And Dylan said, yes. Po dispatcher, but you did an excellent job, young lady. And the dispatcher said, okay, I'm going to let you go since he's there with you and can help you. Dylan said, okay, thank you, bye. And that's when the dispatcher said, okay. I'm going, y'all, I'm going to drop my link. If you want to talk, you can talk. We can talk about this, y'all. We got to have a discussion. Now, I want to get into, now that's the 911 call. That's what we was focusing on in this one right here. On the next video, I want to focus on the sheath. That's what I want to come in today, y'all. What y'all got to say about that 911 call? That 911 call was off the chain. Whoa. That Dylan. I know y'all gonna say, but Lenita, she this and she that. She had a friend when she went over there and got that neighbor. Then she got them people to come in that house with her. Then she came out of that room. Then she. Huh? I don't trust her, y'all. And y'all, I'm gonna tell you, I wish I still have the picture. I've been on this case a long time from the beginning. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I was looking at, hold on, y'all. I'm turning this up. Hold on for a second. I'm gonna drop my link while we talking. I think it's some men's jealous. I think some men is a man and it's a cross-dresser. And it can be, I don't know who this person is. I don't know what their intentions were, but I don't. Let me put this link down. Huh? Hold on, y'all. Let me paste this. My link. In case somebody want to come up there and talk about it. But this ain't right. If you want to see your friend, young people are supposed to be more alert than they used to be years ago. But a lot of things that I don't agree with. What's the girl name? Dylan. Dylan is suspicious to me. Dylan is one suspicious individual to me. Bethany needs to talk. Bethany know what's going on. See, Bethany know. Okay, y'all, I was gonna try to. I didn't want y'all to get bored. But Bethany know what's going on, y'all. Let me put this up. Yes. You ain't heard nothing from Bethany. And the reason why I think it's a lesbian involved, and the reason why I say it's a cross-dresser, it either one of those two. And the reason why I said that because them girls could have whooped that good behind. It's no way they reached over me and then and went over there and stabbed them, and they ain't moving in the bed. We about to fight you. When them sticks stick all you want to, we about to fight you. So I mean, right about this case, y'all, because you had to get to one to get to the other. You had to get when you got me, when you got her, and if somebody go, I don't care how drunk you are, and somebody moving around in their bed, they wasn't that drunk because they was walking around. There's something ain't right about this, y'all. Now, since I got y'all on him, I'm gonna go ahead and what they were saying about the Sheath. Now, that was the dumbest accident where somebody would have left this. That was the dumbest that was one of that Sheath. They got a lot of things that they say. Hold on, y'all. A lot of things that they said about Kohberger to try to find another Sheath to go with the knife. Why is he online and they don't have a knife? It don't make sense, but think about it. Was he doing an investigation? Because he into being a police officer. He into being an investigator. I ain't taking up for Bryan Kohberger, but I'm saying. They said that he was on Amazon or he was on something looking at the Sheath before the killing. At first, when we start following this case, we thought it was somebody from the Marines. I always thought it was somebody, an officer. Because the officers know what goes on at their house. Because they go there a couple of times. They go there every time they turn around, somebody turning the music down. Y'all know that, and we know that. Y'all be trying to turn the music down. Why y'all keep turning the music down? They don't walk up different times and told Katie to turn the music down. Katie don't know what's going on in the house. Then at night before the killing, you had Zaina told the police she about to go to bed, but would have got a house full of folks still in that house. Them girls were set up, y'all. And see, the weirdest thing about this situation before we go into the Sheath, the online Sheath, the knife before the killing. What if y'all want to blame it on Bryan Kohberger? What he know about them? What he know about those girls in that house? What he know about to go straight to that house, go up them stairs, and just start the stabbing? Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, and then go downstairs and start stabbing. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, and then left two alive. You know that's a big house. You know it's a downstairs, and you wasn't even thinking about opening up that door right there where Dylan was. Why is Dylan all of a sudden end up upstairs? Is she at the very beginning of this case? She and Betty was downstairs hugging each other. They were scared. That's what they said from the beginning. I'll never forget this case. I would never, because I wanted justice for those kids. All the kids didn't deserve to die like that, and then we don't even know what's going on. And with Bryan car, now they trying to say that Bryan came back around at 9 o'clock. You think that boy don't did some killing, and then you think he got to go back and pick? I left the sheet there. Where was she? I think it's some women involved. I always said men and women in the crowd. I always said men and women, and the men and women must come from being a lesbian, cross dresser. Whoever did this is exhausted. They not gonna come. They worrying about getting up out of there. They ain't talking about, where is she? Let me go back and get her now. They took their butt on. And I don't think it was him. But y'all, I want to hear from y'all opinion. Anytime you want to speak your opinion, you can. Okay. It's your opinion. Now let's go here. I want to take y'all here. It's because before the killing, and Bryan put me in the remind of a cross-dresser. Okay, let me go back right here for a minute. Bryan put me in the remind of a cross-dresser. I don't know what kind of drugs he be on, whatever he doing, but they trying to say he had autism. If he had autism, he wouldn't be able to. I don't think he'll be able to do all that killing without them folks screaming. If they was in the girl, got to be screaming, being sad. This is what Bryan Kohberger looked like from the beginning, y'all. This is Bryan. I just want to show y'all Bryan, okay? This is Bryan from the beginning. This is he right here. Hold on, I'm gonna come back. There he go, Bryan. Okay. Trying to add Bryan. Okay. Come on, string y'all. Come on now, I pay y'all every month. That's work. Your fault, not my fault, y'all. But I want to show y'all Bryan. Although this is what Bryan looked like then, and Bryan back then looked like. Hold on, y'all. Let me put Bryan to the stage. I don't know what the problem is. Okay, that's Bryan. This is Bryan. The girl said the guy was tall, kind of tall and with dark eyebrows. This is Bryan Kohberger. Clean shaded guy. Everybody always have something positive to say about this man. They always speaking positive on Bryan Kohberger. Kohberger wants to be an officer. He wants to be an officer, y'all. He worked, supposed to allegedly supposed to be trying to work in security. But looking at him right there, he was a clean cut guy, and a lot of people said something nice about him. Now, he back then when he was looking like that, he look at his face, y'all. See, I can read personalities in people. It's weird, but he just remind me of a cross dress. He just look like a cross dress, and I believe it was one. It's a cross dresser, either a lesbian, it's a woman look like a man. I really always put a woman in this. Now this is he when they arrested him at age 28. He's staring. Ain't that a different look? He's staring. And that's his sister who like to make all them creepy movies. That's his sister. Something this don't it look like he under something else. Look like he under control. See him right there? He look like he under some kind of control. Something ain't right. Oh boy, you know what? Y'all. Okay, y'all. So these young people be doing too much. It looked like he was. Bryan said he was out watching the stars. Okay. He was out looking at the moonlight, driving up and down the highway, staring at the traffic, at no traffic. I don't know. But y'all, let's look at this. What they're gonna say about that knife sheath. So we talked about the 911 call from IDAHO. Let's speak on the knife sheath. Hold on, let me edit this right quick. Okay. So I tell you what, we're gonna put it in tonight. Okay. All right. Here we go. Now, okay, so let's cut the music out. Now we about to listen to what they say about that knife sheath and what we're gonna do after that, after the knife sheath. Y'all know I'm gonna give y'all my commentary, and I'm gonna keep it real. Y'all know I ain't gonna play with it. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, my opinion, what I think. Okay. I ain't trying to be Miss Right. I ain't trying to be Miss Wrong. I just want to tell y'all what I think. Turn this down. Okay. Okay, let's go. Let's go. All right, here we go. Okay, and we about to go back to my we got to go right here to my favorite. I'm subscribed to this channel, my best investigation channel, News Nation. Okay, I'm gonna bring y'all back here, and I want y'all to hear what they are saying about that knife. Okay, let me make sure y'all hook up. Oh Lord, did I hook y'all? Oh, I didn't hook y'all up. I'm sorry. I know I did. I be doing everything by myself. You look at yeah. Shout out to my chat and shout out to my viewers. I'm glad to see some of y'all people who've been with me in this case for a long time. Those who just joined in the case. Make sure y'all like and share this video, okay? And your opinion is very important to me. Yes, sir. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go, y'all. I'm sorry. Now I'm gonna take y'all right here. Okay. Let's see what Ashley got to say. Let's see what they got to say about this. Okay. I forgot his name. I'm not good with names, y'all. So it is what it is. Oh, oh yeah.
These court docs, and I think you're still going through them, so there may be more shoes to drop. But let's start with what we know, and let's just start with that Kohberger knife, because I felt like the biggest moment in this case was that they found a knife sheath, and then the second biggest moment was that they figured out DNA on the snap, that little spot here on the knife sheath, the thing that snaps it shut. That's where that little tiny speck of DNA was, and that it matched Bryan Kohberger. But now we have him in court documents from Amazon buying a Kohberger knife, a sheath, and a sharpener. Yeah, more than 100 pages of court documents came out just within the last couple of hours, and this was buried in the documents. And you mentioned, this is a massive deal. This is a huge, huge piece of evidence, something very, very helpful to the prosecution. They are saying that between March 20th and March 30th of 2022, so that would be about 8 months before the murders happened, that Bryan Kohberger, through his Amazon account, bought the cheap knife, bought the sheath, and also bought a sharpener. What I thought was also interesting, and I may superimposing my thoughts.
Okay, let's go back. 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 Hold up. They said, but we saw earlier that Bryan Kohberger on his internet was looking at this, was looking for this I just don't, okay, what let me put it right here. I don't want to make up nothing he said. I don't like to make up nothing nobody said.
And that it matched Bryan Kohberger, but now we have him in court documents from Amazon buying a Kohberger knife.
Okay, now Bryan is on Amazon searching for a Kohberger knife before, y'all. You talking about in March. He was online looking for one. That is so weird. And he's supposed to be dealing with autism and another condition. And y'all remember they were saying when we first did this case, they were saying he had a snow vision. He sees, it's like y'all remember years ago when the TV, some of y'all young people don't remember, some do, when the TV used to go out like dun 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 dun. Y'all don't know that because y'all were young. They don't do that no more. They ain't different. And then all of a sudden the TV do like this. Like a little snow vision. That's what Bryan's supposed to be. Have all these different conditions and disorder. I'm trying to see by him being older, when did these disorder take their place in this murder? Okay, so Bryan's so smart, y'all. I'm gonna tell you something about Bryan Kohberger. He into investigation. He into how to get away with murder. He into all this, and I'm not gonna accuse him. That's good. I like to see stuff like that. I'm not a killer though. So Bryan never been in a killer before. Bryan never did this before, but he always wanted to be in criminal division investigator. Now, that little bit of knife sheath got a tiny bitty little, itchy bitty little blood on it. Anybody could have, when they did that blood test on Bryan, I think somebody put it on there, y'all. I think Bryan is goofy. I don't know will he do that. I just think he could have, but I think he goofy. You know, I don't think he don't even walk right. He don't even walk fast to run down them steps and to run over him. And he walked like this. He got a side to side walk. I've been checking Bryan out, y'all. Bryan walked like this. His reaction, if he on something, make him react like that. I just don't understand why they took that night to go get those girls like that unless they was stopped. They stopped those girls. Those girls had been stopped. Okay, but look over to this knife sheet thing. They proved that Bryan was on the internet looking at a Kohberger knife in a sheet. Bryan, so if he did that, he is so goofy to leave the knife sheet. Was he carrying the knife sheet the whole time? Is the knife sheet planted on him in his pocket? Because you left it up there, goofy. Oh, excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. Tell this your first time. If Bryan Kohberger did this, tell it's his first time killing because he left evidence.
More than 100 pages of court documents came out just within the last couple of hours, and this was buried in the documents. And you mentioned, I mean, this is a massive deal. This is a huge, huge piece of evidence. Something very,
okay. So I'm looking at that knife sheet. I'm not looking at the knife. That's a Hun knife. Okay, let me take it back right there. Is this hooked on to something? Do it snap on to something? This is a murderer. Whoever did this before, everybody or something. Now we are living in time where there are first time killers. Y'all gotta realize that we are living in time where the killers are so smart and it's their first time. Y'all saw Luigi Mangione. I love to say his name. Luigi Mangione is so smart until he shot that United States healthcare man. So he was smart. That was his first time killing. Bryan Kohberger, I hope you don't disappoint me and be the killer because you're also smart. You're so smart. All our intelligence, sometimes you can be too smart to you do some stuff that you ain't never done before. Now, long as the evidence keep pouring in, I will look at Bryan as a certain way. I would want to know, looking at that sheet right there, was it connected? Why wasn't it connected to his belt? Did he have it in his hand? How was he planning on taking somebody's life with the knife sheet like that? I don't understand that. That's one of the dumbest criminals in my life. Do something like that. But they have 100 page a document that Bryan went on the internet and did.
This is
Right.
Something very, very helpful to the prosecution. They are saying that between March 20th and March 30th, 2022, so that would be about 8 months before the murders happened.
March 20th. March 20th.
Bought the K-bar knife, bought the sheath, and also bought a sharpener.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me take this back. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Let me ask y'all something. Not tell you nothing. I want to ask y'all something. What? That's a hunting knife. It's almost like a hunting knife where you can cut like that and just go on and do what you got to do. Now, first of all, Kaylee and Medicine are two smart students. The reason why I think it was some outside work done with it, or somebody either used to live there before, is because those girls got a pin that you have to know to get in their room. How did Bryan leave one room, go across the hall, and went back in the other room? Do everyone in the house have that pin number? And allegedly, they didn't change the pin number when the roommate moved out. So what is in this case right here? You got to press button to get in that door. In a room door, you got to press buttons for security. How did he get in that door without how did he know they pin? Who else know the pin number to get in the house? If the pin ain't never been changed, y'all got this case right here. Don't let them fool y'all. Y'all still gonna have to mentally think about this yourself. How did he know the pin number to get in that room where them little girls at? Yeah, but I want to know. Is it somebody used to live in the house? Or is it somebody who knew they pin, who lives in the house? Or somebody who dealt with Kaylee and them before that know the room, the code? So we have to ask those questions. If I close my room though, and I got a pin, and I can get in, I can open the door and get it. But if I got a pin on my door, how you got in there and you don't know my pin? You don't know my pin. You weren't supposed to know my pin because that's where I live. Don't forget they was in a rooming house. Now, show me the evidence in the paper where instead of talking that document, I got to find those documents where Bryan Kohberger went on that computer and searched, and they got to know what they talking about if Amazon got a record of everything. So Amazon said that now Bryan Kohberger, y'all got to make sure this is Bryan doing this. Is his sister doing it? Is it the cousin doing it? Is it somebody else? And I know y'all said, Lanita, why it just can't be Bryan? Because Bryan got too many conditions. Oh boy. Oh Lord have mercy.
This is a massive deal, and this is a huge, huge piece of evidence, something very, very helpful to the prosecution. They are saying that between March 20th and March 30th, 2022, so that would be about 8 months before the murders happened, that Bryan Kohberger, through his Amazon account, bought the K-bar knife, bought the sheath, and also...
I got a question to ask y'all. Did Bryan buy that K-bar knife and sheath for him to do the act? I'm just answering the question. If it was true, if it comes up that he did it and he used his credit card, who did he do it for? So y'all later on in the chat, I want y'all to tell me, do y'all think that Bryan bought that K-bar knife and sheath for someone, for his buddy, for his friends in March? That Bryan Kohberger, he ordered it, but that don't mean I can order something like we were about to do the other day. My daughter, I was gonna send her money, she was gonna order something for me because I'm not good online ordering. So did he order that K-bar knife for someone he know? Do Bryan hang around killers? Who did he be around? I know y'all said, but Anita, they saying he did. Okay, yeah, he can do it. He can. Everybody get online every day. I don't seen a lot of people get online every day and order stuff and pass it on to somebody else. Either bought it for somebody else. Bryan is one weird chick. I said chick. Lord have mercy. One weird person to me. And why did he target it? Kaylee. Kaylee said that they were stalking her.
A sharpener. So what I thought was also interesting, and I may be superimposing my thoughts over their documents here, but
see, y'all look at Bryan. Don't look right here at Bryan. I'm gonna take your picture of it, Bryan. Bryan looked like a cross dresser, but he went on cross dressing when he came in and killed him though. If Bryan did, they trying to say they trying to, but I don't know. I ain't gonna accuse him yet. Oh Lord, I'm trying to put this on Bryan, and this thing doing too much.
Kohberger, through his Amazon account, bought the cheap knife, bought the sheath, and also bought a sharpener. So what I thought was also interesting, and I may be
right there, y'all.
my thoughts over
this picture. Bryan look like a woman right here. Bryan look like a woman right here. Like a proud woman to me. All he misses is his little lipsticks. But why Kaylee? Why Medicine? Why Ethan? Why Zaina? And why are everybody in their house? That's why this case right here, I just don't know, y'all. I just don't know. I just don't know. Bryan, if Bryan want to do the time and cover up for somebody, he need to do the time and stay in jail for the rest of his life. Do he know he about, if they say he guilty, do he know he about to be gone? Who is he taking up for? Who is he protecting? Is he a hired hit man? Even if Bryan, the reason why I said it's a female sign to me too. The reason why I say if Bryan did this, regardless who downstairs, get your butt out their house, because they didn't know that you did what you did upstairs because you cover up. He got the thing over his head. He already done went up there and did what he had to do to Zaina and Medicine. Why did he just go on out the door, even though he heard them downstairs? Why he still didn't just, he could say, oh, they didn't hear me. Let me go on out the door. They didn't see you, Bryan, because down in another, they down the hall downstairs. When you came down the stairs and turned that corner, why did you come down that stair and turn that corner If you thought was nobody in that, why would you think nobody in that house? See, that's somebody who ain't been in that house. So is he a hitman? Is Bryan Kohberger a hitman? This don't make sense. And then he bought a sharpener. Who did Bryan buy it for? Did he buy it for his sister? Did he buy it for his daddy? Did he buy it for his uncle? Did he buy it for cousin Robert? Who did he buy it for? Because evidently he didn't know other people was in that house. Something right.
Their documents here, but it felt to me that the prosecution was making its case by saying we did not cherry pick. We didn't cherry pick anything. What we did was we found a purchase of what was a murder weapon, similar to a murder weapon and a sheath. And also, we looked at other activity, and never did he seem to be a hunter. Never did he seem to be a fisherman buying this stuff all the time. It seemed to be just this one time.
That's what I said. That's what they use when they go hunting. That's what they use to go fishing. Only person, always been another person been suspicious to me. That's why I said, is Bryan the setup man? Was he set up? With the disorder and conditioning that Bryan has, y'all got to remember the jury going to think like me. They're going to think like you. With the disorder that he has, it's not telling me that he did this, but it's telling me that he know who did it. And I don't know why they are Xing out a lot of people in this. In the blood, okay, this is the DNA is coming from they trying to act like they got that blood. I believe that somebody put that blood on that sheet, that they had blood on that sheet to get a genetic situation from it. I don't believe that Bryan, because you could easily take Bryan blood and then go ahead and take Bryan blood and put Bryan blood with that blood, but y'all took Bryan blood and the daddy blood. It could be the cousin blood. It could be a half brother blood. It could be somebody down the road blood. I mean, say DNA. Y'all got to tell me that I don't believe this. Do he have a half brother look like him? Do the daddy have another child on the side? Do the mama have an older son somewhere? Somebody know them folks. Somebody is the. I don't understand the thinking thing of this murder. A killer doesn't do this. So to tell me that he's not a killer because they already did what they had to do, why they ain't just run on down? A person who wanted to targeted one person, they would have came in and just targeted Kaylee. And did what they had to do and gone out the door. So that means that it's not a hit person. Because a hit person will focus on one person. Person been targeted, they will just focus on one person. But they focus on the people downstairs. That means that the people a person who did this, Bryan, I don't know, Bryan got stood up some kind of ways. He don't got this. And he not a fisherman.
A weapon. Yeah, they looked at all of the activity, all of the Amazon activity for several different time periods leading up to the murder. What's interesting is the way we found this out is there's filing.
And who is he looking at like that? I wonder who Bryan's staring like this. Like, I love you and I got you. I'm gonna take the cake. I didn't like Bryan back then, y'all. When the way Bryan had a little attitude. And Bryan used to have an attitude, and the way he come in the courtroom, he looked over there at his family, and he like, I love you and everything. Look what you got me into. So y'all got to also look and say too, Who is Bryan covering up for? Who is Bryan taking up for? Who Bryan did this for? Bryan, I just think some women involved, y'all. Either cross dresser. It's Bryan was in another place at a different time when this happened. So who had his car? People will borrow your car and commit a crime, and you don't even know it. That's why I don't let everybody drive my car.
Different time periods leading up to murders, and what's interesting is the way we found this.
See the way he looked right there. That is one of the most scariest. He looking at look. Look how he looking at his attorney. Oh Lord, you got long blonde hair just like they do. And y'all see how they said him? Y'all see how this is? He got a blonde. All them girls were blonde. The girl had blonde hair except for I don't think Dalen had blonde hair. But look. Look how Bryan look like you look just like Kaylee. Look how he looking at that attorney like, I thought I got rid of Kaylee, and now you my attorney. He act like he didn't want to talk to his attorney at first. That attorney got blonde hair, y'all. When I first looked at this case, I said, okay, he don't went into another blondie thing. And he's like, why your hair blonde? I thought I got rid of all the blondies that I was jealous of.
Filings going back and forth between the defense and the prosecution, because the defense is trying to get a lot of this Amazon information and Amazon activity thrown out. Obviously, I mean, now we know why. It's damning.
Well, why though? Why get it thrown out? We need the Amazon information. We need that in the court. Why is she trying to get rid of evidence? And when they building the evidence case, why is she doing it? Why is she trying to get rid of evidence? Ma'am, we need that evidence in there. I know you're doing your job as an attorney, fighting for your client, but we do need that type of information, sweetie. Cause at first Bryan wasn't talking, y'all. He wasn't telling. He won't talk to the attorney. She ain't get nothing out of him. He wouldn't talk or nothing. He was sitting there with his mouth closed. I would them gone get him time. Go and put the time on him. Charge him for it. He don't want to talk. Charge it for him. Cause he protecting someone.
Kohberger. So they've been saying, hey, the state is cherry picking. Some of this stuff shouldn't be included. And in those filings back and forth, that's where this massive tidbit was, right, buried in the documents that Bryan Kohberger had bought the knife sheath on Amazon.
Sure will be interested to find out what his answers are. Where is that knife that you proudly bought? It wasn't in any of, well, we don't know, but I didn't see it on a manifest of any of the search warrants at his apartment or in Pennsylvania. I didn't see a K-bar knife, a knife sharpener, or a knife sheath in anything that they were able to seize from all the places that they searched of his. So it would be interesting if this had nothing to do with anything. Then where's your precious K-bar knife that you spent all that money on, on Amazon back in March? And he, better have a pretty good answer for that. Let me jump to that selfie. It just sent chills down my spine to see him showered up and giving the thumbs up and being super proud, freshly washed, right in front of the shower. And this was exactly at, was it 10:39? That photo.
My thing is, why y'all?
10:31. 10:31.
What? Okay, it was at 10:31. Why y'all? That man, I take pictures in the bathroom and I do my TikTok sometimes. Cause that's where the light bright be. The light is bright. They be saying you need light bright sometimes, but I got a light camera. That's what we using now. But I'm saying, How y'all know that boy ain't about to go ready to go out? He young. He but 28 years old. I ain't taking up for Bryan. I'm just saying. He can be like, I look good. Somebody probably say, you look good, Bryan. Dude, where you going? He's like, he looking good for them women. Them women like Bryan, y'all. Them women love Bryan, man. They like Bryan, y'all. Them girls, I'm telling y'all right now, them women, and them women love, and them guys, he be around his friends and all that right there. He a cool dude. But Bryan, them women love Bryan. Bryan could be going out for the night. Somebody could be like, you can't just look at that picture and say, oh, he like, yeah, I did the killing. Ooh. He go to gold. Bryan had a group that he back then had a group that he followed and read it, and he had his own social media thing going on. And Bryan seemed like to me he in a circle. He hang around weird people. You know how you got people that be in their own little circle. I just don't. His look at his mouth, like a woman. I mean, I wonder what kind of people he hang around with. And a lot of women say he weird that they be around him. I don't know. But if he put on an act, he put on a darn good act for me. But looking at the picture, it just said me that he's saying, somebody said, Bryan, you look good, man. I see you about in 20 minutes, man. I meet you there at the bar. Because he's supposed to went to a bar also. So he like, okay, bro, okay, yeah, thank you. I'll see you later. I'm saying, y'all. He was to me, he was on his way out the shower. He on his way to a bar. He looking good. Somebody say he looking clean. He looking good.
November 13th, day of the murders. The murders happened sometime around 4 a.m. This is 10:31 a.m. I was looking at it really closely. It looks like maybe he's in the bathroom, like in front of a shower, if you look closely. And this, again, was just sort of buried in these new court documents. We haven't really seen photos of them like this before, but they recovered this photo from his phone. And the reason that the prosecution is so interested in this photo is because of roommate Dylan's account that he had, that whoever came into their home had bushy eyebrows. That was one of the main things that she said. So this is apparently the photo closest to that time period when the murders happened. And
oh, them boys got bushy eyebrow. Go check the fraternity out. Most of them guys got heavy eyebrows. I cut mine. Mine used to be heavy. Man, it's something in the forehead. My children got heavy eyebrows. I mean, if that's what y'all about to go by, I seen a lot of Caucasian guys with heavy eyebrows. If that's what y'all about to go by.
prosecution wants to use this photo at trial to show the jury so they can look at this picture for themselves and decide whether or not, he's got bushy eyebrows.
Oh, super clever, right? Prosecutors can say, this is 10:30 in the morning, and look at the bushy eyebrows that, could possibly have been plucked 6 hours before if this is the guy that Dylan saw. But, there's the double entendre here, and that is, he is freshly showered and proud. Why? 6 hours after the murders, and an hour and a half prior to the 911 call even being placed. This is the photo he is taking of himself in front of the shower.
Okay. If we gonna do that, let me take it back right here. If we're gonna go by this picture right here, if we're gonna take that picture, if we're gonna go by this picture and say what they're saying, y'all, that Bryan, this is a picture that he took after the murder. So who is involved in this? Who else involved in this? Who? Who else? And who set Bryan up to do this? If it to me, I think it's a setup. Ain't no way in the world he gonna kill somebody and then gonna come up here and brag on it like that. He ain't that stupid, is he? But that's what they going by, y'all. Now, y'all, let's put the boot on this investigation. Okay, I got a question here. Okay, put the boot on this investigation. Okay, I'm about to listen to your question, baby. I love that song. Put the boot on the ground. Where them fans at? I just thought about that song when I was doing this case. I don't know why. Put the boot on the investigation. Yeah, I got a question. Somebody got a question for me, and I'm about to put it up here. Hold on. Okay. The question says, hold on. Hold on. Oh, my stomach growling. I should have got some snacks. Hold on, y'all. The question says, do you think... Oh, yeah, baby, there ain't no sleeping over here. You so silly. We don't sleep over here. I don't been asleep all day. Okay, here we go, y'all. Shout out to my mom. Yeah, shout out to my mom. Okay. Do you think it's real or possible trauma actors faking this whole thing to cover up some other? You know what? Let me tell you something. I don't think they are covering. I'm going to answer your question, Colton. I don't think that they are. Oh, do you know what? By you saying what you said, this, with the questions, I know you are ready to get out. But when you said cover up and shenanigan, and you said actors, his sister, do he have his sister into the acting business? That's why I said earlier. So I'm going to do what you said. I believe he's taking up for his family. I think he's taking up for a family. And his sister loves drama. She loves mystery movies. His sister do, y'all. She loves mystery and scary movies. This girl right here, this is what she do. And that's a good question that you asked, Carlton. This really is. Let me show right here. There she go. There she go right there. Let me show y'all her. Again. There she is. That's her mystery movie. Bryan just made a movie for this girl. If he did it. Something about that sister. Something about that sister. And then you got to realize what you just asked. You said, do you think it's real or possibly trauma? Actors First of all, that's what she do. Faking this whole thing to cover up. No, I don't think they faking. It happened. Them girl got killed for real. Them girl got killed for real. You hear me? Them girl got killed for real. This ain't. They didn't fake that. They deceased for real. That's why I never left this case. Now I'm gonna do your other question that you asked. Okay. Is that a knife? You don't know what that is? Come on now. Come on. I got time for it. You know it's a knife. Come on. You know it's a Kohberger knife. You know that knife is used for fishermen and stuff. Bryan dad a little more weirder than he do. Let me stop. All right, y'all. That's it with this right here with this case. What we're gonna do? I have other cases to cover, and we're at home. So I'm gonna go back. I had to come to Bryan Kohberger case because a lot of stuff that I had been missed in this case. Love y'all. Be cool, and we on it. They butts. Dylan, we on you. I'm out of here, y'all. I am out of here. Yeah, okay, yeah.